Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Akil and I've now seen Wano, guys. Yes, season 20 was basically the entirety of Wano plus some episodes also thrown in there as well. But man, this was a long journey. It took me like more than a month to watch this. But time really flew by, guys, because I was going to uni almost every single day and doing things at home and stuff like that. But going out most of the time, so therefore the time did fly. But it took like 39 days. I think only one day I watched 3 episodes, and that was just this week. But then I made up for it like the following day and saw like more episodes. Today I saw the last 7, and man, this was a long journey, but my god, was it worth it. This is one of the best arcs in the entire show. It's not top 3, but definitely top 5. Top 5 so far: Dressrosa, this, Alabasta, Alwyn Park, Alabasta, then Water 7. Water 7 is still number 1, guys. That is like the peak of all peaks for One Piece. I've heard great things about Egghead. I've heard great things about Elbaf in the manga. We'll see how that turns out in the anime, so there's that. And who knows what's gonna happen next. Laugh Tale, Final War, Lodestar, maybe. Who knows what else. But I can't believe it, guys. Like, I've seen everything the anime has to offer in terms of the arcs. So I'm technically almost pretty much caught up in a way when you think about it, which is wild. I've seen over 1,000 episodes. It's crazy. It is crazy how time has gone since I started this journey back in 2021, if you've been watching since then. So yeah. But anyway, jumping into my thoughts on Wano, this was really well done. Like I said, it's a top 5 arc for me. It felt like Dressrosa, but it felt like Dressrosa on steroids. So yeah. Alright, so the story of Wano, basically this arc deals with the Straw Hats going to Wano, taking on Kaido and the Beast Pirates, and raiding Onigashima, and some familiar faces appear. And this really felt like, because of that, what I just said, familiar faces like appearing and reappearing, I should say, basically, it felt like the true beginning of the end of the series. Because I was counting like how many like certain types of characters from a certain title actually appear in this arc. It's really hard to say without spoiling it all, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. But if you watch it, you'll know what I'm talking about. So yeah, and that's what I can really say about the story. I mean, it's just, them going up against a big bad and have to take it on, and there's another big bad, but I won't say who it is. So there's that, and it ends off in a very crazy way that sets up the future perfectly. I cannot wait. Wait, not wait. I cannot wait to see what Egghead and the rest has in store in the future. But for now, I'm just gonna have to wait. I don't want to watch Egghead right off the back, guys. I'll let it play out more, and then I'll jump into it. So yeah. All right. So positives. The action. I mean, top tier. Top freaking tier. My God. Some of the best action I've ever seen in my entire life is in One Piece. I'm not even joking. It rivals that of like a superhero movie. It's insane, like some of the fights. Now we know why people were hyping this shit up, guys. It's insane what they went and what the Straw Hats and these other characters went through. Like, the fights are insane. The animators did a really good job. I don't care what anyone says, Toei deserves so much praise for what they did with this season. The fights were incredible. Another thing I also really liked was the characters. They did a really good job fleshing out like all the new characters that appeared as well. And it also felt like the Straw Hats also got some really solid development. And there were times I was like, okay, W character arc, W this, W that. I know, I sound really like those new millennial guys. I can't help it. But it's true. There are a lot of great character arcs and side character arcs. That's what I meant by when I said it felt like Dressrosa on steroids. I said that before, right? Yeah. Anyway, the characters were done very well. And finally, for positives, one big other positive that stood out to me was the backstory. There's a backstory that happens in this arc, kind of early on, I would say, that is by far the best backstory I've ever seen in the entire show. One of the best backstories I've ever seen in my entire life. For a character that doesn't really have a lot to do with the whole overarching story. It actually kind of does in a way, and I won't spoil it, or that person does in a way, but it's tied to two very important characters and a lot of other characters as well. And it was like mind bomb after mind bomb into a bomb after bomb, I would say, because of like how many like characters actually appear in the flashback. And it's pretty damn long too. It's almost like 20 episodes. And it is by far the best flashback this show has ever had to offer. Not backstory, but flashback. Because it's not really a backstory, because Backstory means like we already get introduced to a character and then he jumps back into the past. No, this is a flashback because we don't ever really see that character again. That's probably a spoil, but that's what I'm gonna say about that. Now, the two things that I did not like, the negatives. I mean, this is obvious, the pacing. This is like an almost 200 episode arc, almost 200 episode season. Man, it was really rough at times, guys. Oh my god. Like the raid stuff, like some of the fights went on forever. Like it made Luffy versus Katakuri like a joke. I'm not even joking. Like it was so dragged out at times. I don't know why this went on forever and ever and it just kept going. Speaking of which, another thing that also kind of relates to when is that I feel like certain storylines and characters were completely unnecessary and were just used to drag out the story overall. Like, why did it have to like focus on certain characters and side characters like that weren't really super needed and necessary, if I'm gonna be honest with you. So there's that. But guys, those are my thoughts on Wano. I loved Wano. Wano was amazing. It delivered. It gave me what I wanted as a One Piece fan. And yeah, top 5 arc right here, guys. I absolutely loved it. I loved it more than Dressrosa, but I don't love it as much as Along Park, Alabasta, or should I say Arabasta, because that's also what it's known as in the manga. And of course, Water 7 still being my favorite, the only one that I'll give a 9 out of 10 to. But Wano, season 20 of One Piece, I'm going to give an 8 out of 10. An 8, yes. It could be more of an 8.5, but the pacing really brings it down for me, guys. Just like Dressrosa, how I felt watching that last year, guys. So, there's that. Now, before I go, I do want to say first, I'm going to announce the new anime that I'm going to be watching on my channel right now. But I'm not going to be doing it just yet because I am going to be going back to X-Files. And like Stargate, I will be putting out a special video to kind of give my quick thoughts on how I feel about the series overall. I won't be ranking like the character stuff because there's only really 2 major characters in that. I might give a quick ranking of the seasons, but that's really it. But I do want to get back to X-Files and finish that. Thankfully, the last 2 seasons aren't that long, except only season 9 is, so there's that. But the new anime that I'm going to be watching for the channel is Hunter x Hunter. Yes, I'm not going to say Hunter x Hunter because the X is silent, but Hunter x Hunter. And this is the 2011 series, guys. I want to make that very clear. I know I reviewed Fullmetal Alchemist last year, but Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, I'm going to be actually, spoilers, I'm actually going to be doing this year. I might as well just say, I'm going to be doing Fullmetal Alchemist this year, guys. I don't care. I'm saying it right now. You know what? Get 2 big announcements in one video. Might as well. But considering that I reviewed Fullmetal Alchemist last year, it doesn't surprise all of you that I would be reviewing it this year. However, I do want to review another anime in between that. And like Yu Hakusho, it's a classic. However, that I won't say. So yeah, whoops, I slipped out 2 anime that I'm going to be reviewing. Well, you know, it's fine. It is what it is. Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, it's kind of obvious that I was going to talk about it at some point, right? But Hunter x Hunter, that's the next one. It is 147 or 48 episodes long. So that will also take me almost the same amount of time as this did. Like maybe roughly around a month because 150 divided by 5 is like 30, so it should take me roughly around a month to see it, or maybe like 29 days. We'll see what happens. So there's that. But I do want to get back to X-Files first, and then there's a bunch of other shows. Daredevil Born Again is almost done, so thank God for that. But I have to get back to Yellow Jackets. I've not seen season 3. Wheel of Time is going on now. That I've heard great things about, so there's that. And then Last of Us season 2 I think comes out today or tomorrow's. So there's that. And then there's obviously other shows coming out later in the year too, like Stranger Things, Percy Jackson, the live action One Piece. Although that might get delayed, I hope it doesn't. Avatar I know is coming out next year. Mayor of Kingstown. This is so random. I do want to see season 3 at some point this year because I believe season 4 is coming out this year. So there's that. And it feels like every year when a new season comes out, I'm always a season behind. So there's that. And I'm trying to think what else is there. Oh yeah, and Witcher. And is there another Marvel show coming out this year? Oh yeah, Ironheart and Wonder Man as well. But I think that's pretty much it, guys. My God, I don't know why there was so much stuff coming out like in the first 3-4 months of the year, guys, show wise. But that's it. Oh yeah, and I do want to see Wolf in the cinema. Counter 2, that'll be awesome to see in the cinema. And then we'll be in the summer movie season, then all the big stuff will come up. But guys, that's all I have to say for now. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, guys. Finally, I've seen over 1,000 episodes. I've seen almost 1,100 episodes. In fact, I've seen 1,088 episodes. So yeah, 1,088 down, God knows how many more to go. Man, this has been a crazy journey, and I'm loving it. Yeah, I've loved almost every second of it. So yeah, but guys, that's all I have to say for now. Tell me in the comments down below, how do you feel about Wano? As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. My name is Akil, otherwise known as the Comic Director, and I'm signing out.